Hi guys, this is Jamie. I want to welcome you to my channel today. Today I thought I would do a swatch video for you guys. Um, I had a message that someone was interested in these Arteza gel pens that I got for Christmas and were curious how they were. And I hadn't even opened them yet. And I was like, you know what? I'll just do a swatch video in my little notebook here, and I will tell you right on camera what I think of these pens and if they're awesome or if they're just so-so or if don't waste your money. So, in my opinion, I have heard good things about these. If you just look at the box first, it looks like there's two different types of tips in here, a 0.8 and a 1.0 mm tip. And there's 60 colors in here. And if we turn it around, we've got our color chart here. And it looks like it comes with some swirly pens, so we'll definitely try those out and see what we think of those. Kind of color them down until they change colors or something. We'll see how they go. And it looks like right here there's a 20% off thing. If you buy these, you can go on the Arteza Club or something. 20% off your next purchase. Right here, you could scan this to get helpful tips about gel pens. Right here has the contents, which is 17 glitter colors, 11 metallic colors, 10 neon colors, 9 pastel, 6 rainbow, 4 glitter neon colors, and 3 classic colors. So, yeah, and they're non-toxic. So, if you wanted to get these, say, for your kids or your high schooler, these for art class or just for doodling because they like to draw and doodle and write notes, these would be good. Sorry, I had to get a drink. Let's open this up. I just barely took the plastic off of them. Alright, so if you can see that, looks like they're arranged kind of by type. And I'm going to try to keep them in the box as best as I can so I don't have a mess of gel pens all over, because I have a few coloring projects going on and I've just pushed them to the side of my desk so I could do this video. And the white one isn't going to show up on this paper because it's an off-white paper, this little sketchbook, but it's not, I don't think it will show up, honestly. So I'm putting the pens above, but you can't see it, so you'll just be able to see this. And I'm going to zoom up just a little. Sorry for the wobble. Just getting that all set up for you. Let's start. Maybe I'll just take one row out at a time because they're on these boxes. So let's look at the pen first. Looks like a standard gel pen. Like I have these are just cheap gel pens that you can get almost anywhere. It is pretty much the exact same barrel style and stuff. A little bit rounder tip. It says Arteza or Arteza on the cap. And has a pretty good clip there. And we'll just go ahead and okay, so this one it's got to be the 0.6 ones. And this is a solid color, it's not glittery or anything. This one was a little bit scratchy. We'll try another one. This one's a neon pink. The neon went down a little bit better. Sometimes when you get gel pens, you need to actually work with them. Maybe I'll make these into boxes. But if you go over them, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like they make little lines in there. The next one will go slower. We'll see what we think. Sometimes the lay down is different as well. I wish they would have wrote if they were the 0.8 or the 1.0. On the bottom of the pens, there's some symbols. They're really tiny. They're clear. This one says D19. And this one says D16. So it looks like they do have numbers on them if you can see them and you want to write them down in your swatch book. So I'm going to try doing this one a little bit different. This one seems to flow better than the pink. I'm not going to push so hard because sometimes gel pens take a more of a delicate hand. You don't want to be grinding it on a piece of paper. There is the orange. And I'm going to zoom up. And I'm going to bring my paper down so you guys can see them better. So there was that one. And then they have another one, another orange. Looks like. So I did that flip through the other day, and I had a little bit of a sore throat, and now I kind of feel like I'm coming down with a cold. The sore throat is gone, but now I feel stuffy. Just no good. If it's a cold, my kids could still go to school, but if it's COVID or anything like that, then my kids will have to stay home even though they're healthy. And they've just been home all this time for Christmas, and Mama really needs a break to herself. And those that are parents understand completely. So there's a shadow when I'm coloring because of my lamp, but I'll show it to you once I'm done. So that's the neon yellow color. This one actually went down really well, and I've noticed with a lot of the cheaper sets, the neon yellows don't go down very well. They're not as, they don't flow as well as a jelly roll. This is just my opinion about these pens. I've used a lot of gel pens. I have favorites in the world of the glitter gel pens, but I do like to have gel pens that are solid colors too. Especially with intricate things. That's a pretty green. That's like a hot lime green. Here I said, oh, I'm going to keep them nice organized in the box, and I'm just like setting them aside next to my desk, which will probably just be me cutting off the flaps of this box and just throwing them all in here just randomly, and then sticking this bottom of this box like I'll cut off the tops, and then I'll just stick them in here, and then I'll stick it in my cart. Give that a second to readjust. Did say that there were glitter neons in here, but none of these are glittery. Okay, so this is the first one that I've run into where it doesn't want to flow just right out. So I'm going to tap it to the side, just on a black piece of paper, just to get the ink flowing. Sometimes that happens just because you don't know how long they've been in storage, like say the Arteza store or Amazon. So if you get a pen and you try it right off the bat and it doesn't work, don't be so like panicky. It may just be that. Might take a quick taps just to get it to start working again. Some gel pens work really, really well. These ones, so far, they're all right. Are the best gel pen I've ever used? No. Are they the worst? No. When we get into the glitters, I'll definitely be able to give you more information there, because I have tried a lot of glitter pens. Because glitter gel pens are my favorite. It is nice that they have the little numbers on these pens. So if you're one for swatching, you can put the numbers. And I'm not putting the numbers on these because usually I don't swatch. I just use them. Pull them and use them. And if you're curious about this paper, it's just bullet journal paper. It's nothing fancy. It's not like cardstock or anything. This purple one started out well, but it's like it wants to cut out. Something I did notice when I pulled these off, sometimes when you get gel pens that are cheaper gel pens, they'll get bubbles inside the ink. These ones, none of these had bubbles, at least these ones that I pulled out. We'll check all of them, but these ones were good. Bubbles is never a good sign. Remember, I had gotten some Fila gel pens and they were terrible. I sent them back to Amazon 3 times, thinking, well, maybe my first batch was just a fluke. And then my second batch came when it was really cold outside. So I was like, oh, it's probably because of the cold. And then when the third one came and it was just as bad, and all the refills exploded in the box, I was like, no. Either it's where I live and they don't like where I live, or those pens are just not great. So I took them back. Sometimes I wonder if your where you live makes a difference, like the climate. Because if it's really dark, or not dark, if it's really cold and stuff, or if it goes hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, I wonder if inks don't do as well. That's something I would have to research. That one was really juicy. It's a darker one. Maybe it has something to do with that. It's darker. I would put this swatch thing to music, but I figured I would just do it this way. So here is the next set. It looks like this is our pastel set. And then right here, these look like glitter neon. They're kind of like a clearer cap on the top. Here's our pastel baby pink color. Which works beautiful on flowers, by the way. If you use this and you get a darker pink color and blend them into each other, it looks really pretty. That one flowed really, really well. Compared to this first line, it was kind of scratchy. Now those two are really good. Here's a slightly different pink. Maybe that one's more of a coral. This one looks more baby pink to me. I took my daughter to school and I was like, oh, I have enough time to go home and make a video. Yeah, that one flowed really well. I like this book I got this book at Walmart for like $4 or something because it's spiral bound and it's a bullet journal. And if I'm going to do swatches, they're not going to be anything humongous. They're just going to be tiny because I'm not a major swatch person. Now, I will do it on larger pieces of paper if it's like ton of stuff, or if I'm doing a review for a company. But these ones were gifted to me, so this is basically just my thoughts in my little mini swatch book. That one was quite a bit lighter. You could probably blend those two together. That might be pretty. This is like a peach color. I rarely color skin with gel pen, just because I always think it comes out too orangey. Same with, like, with alcohol markers, I can do skin and it looks pretty good. But like Crayola Super Tips and stuff, since they have streaks because they're water-based, I usually just go for the pencil. That a little bit. This is a really pretty color. This is the color I would like my kitchen or my family room to be accented with. I'd love like pillows that were like that teal color, teal and white, on my dark brown leather couches. I like that color a lot. I think it's a calming color. I understand not everyone enjoys a swatch video, but some people do. Especially if they're really curious about a product. And I'm laying these down. I'm coloring in circles because they seem to flow best that way. Because I tried lines with these first two and they got all scratchy. So now I'm coloring in circles slowly to fill the thing. It seems to do best. So far, I'm still thinking these are still the smaller tip. Gel pens are perfect for like on the go coloring, I feel like, because you can take one of those like pocket books. I know many artists make them. Like you can get one of those mini books of Johanna Basford's or mini books of Millie Murata's and have like a package of gel pens in your purse, and you could just, while you're waiting to go to the doctor or something, you could just color. Or in your car, or whatever. Like if you don't drive, but you are the passenger and you need something to do. I'm rarely the passenger in my world. So this is the white. And what I'm going to do is, they came with these black, like pieces of paper. I'm going to scribble on this and see what we think of this white. Okay, so there is the white. So it does work, because sometimes when you get a cheap gel pen and it's white, it doesn't show up at all. But I want to compare it. I have the Uniball Signo. I'm just going to compare it to this one so you guys can see the difference. See, it obviously, this one's gonna beat that any day. Let's try not that one. Let's try a white jelly roll. Okay, so yeah, so it does work, and out of these three pens, obviously the Uniball Signo is the best, and then this one, the jelly roll, and you can get white from that, but it's not the best. It's just, you can see the black through the paper. So there is that little example. And if just a little tidbit on white gel pens, if you do get these, pick you up some of these too, because these are thinner than these. So if you need thinner lines, use your jelly roll. Or you could get a Posca white paint pen. That would work too. I know they make a really fine one. But if paint pens never work out for you, then just go the gel pen, because those seem to always work out for me. I always try to keep the Uniball ones on my supply wish list because I use them all the time. That's one thing I'll never not need. I'll always need those. Okay, so that was a glitter one. I hope you didn't just see my head. I was just trying to look at it. Oh, I can see the glitter. It's not like Pentel Hybrid or Pentel Sparkle Pop glitter, but it's there. The pink seems to flow better than the first one did. Okay. Seems like it's darker than that and darker than that. This one's having a little bit of difficulty. Let's get it flowing. This one is very scratchy, and it's not even coming out. This one's kind of a dud. Yeah, I don't like this one. That one was kind of a bust. So I'm going to set him over there. Next row. Looks like we got metallics, and we're starting to go into the glitters. Hopefully the glitters don't end up so scratchy like this, because that would be a letdown. But that is why we do these kind of videos, to see how these types of things do. Now this pen, ooh, it is very juicy. This is the color of my Dr. Pepper can. Awesome. It's almost like the darker colors are doing better for me than the lighter colors. Which is good though, because I have plenty of light colored pens. This is more redder color. And I like to get lots of gel pens that are kind of in the red tones, because it feels like they don't come very often. Like you don't get them very often in packets. Like they might give you one red. This one's kind of more brown. And this one, like the lid looks more red, but it's deceiving. It's because it's more, maybe it's a metallic-y red, but it's kind of weird to me. It's kind of scratchy too. It's like, should put like check marks next to the ones that flowed really well, and then do a percent of, at the end, how many were good, how many were bad. It was 70% good or something like that. I know you can get refills on these pens, by the way. That one was metallic purple. This one's like a bronzy color. Very pretty color, and the flow is really good. Just go nice and slow, lay down, and you'll be good. This is kind of a metallic-y gold, I guess, or maybe just gold. Move my book over a little bit. This one seems a bit scratchy. I don't know if you can see that, but the more scratchy it is, the more the lines show up on the paper. I don't like this one either very much. Yeah, that one wasn't very juicy. It was almost like it was dried out. I'm going to put it up with that green. That was kind of weird. So far, 2 of them have been kind of a bust. This green one's good. If you want a really juicy metallic pen, the Jelly Rolls are really juicy. It's almost like you got to be careful, because if your hand rubs across it, you're screwed. Here's the blue metallic. It's like when you use Jelly Rolls, I kind of feel like you have to color and then let it dry, and then go back and color and let it dry. You really have to be careful where you're putting your hands. The Stardust seemed to dry quickly, but if you use the Jelly Roll glaze, it's like you better let that dry before you put your hand on top of it. You're going to be in big trouble. That one was okay. As you can see, those metallics are darker. It's still a pretty color. I need to swatch those gouache paints that I got for Christmas. And those will obviously need a bigger piece of paper because it's paint. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it so I don't have like a million paintbrushes and all this stuff on my desk. But I want to swatch them out, and then I also want to let them dry or use my heat tool so that we can see how they are, like how they feel dry, because I want to know if they're chalky. They say they're not, but I don't know. Okay, this flowed really good at the beginning, and now it's like acting weird. A little tapping helped that baby out. There we go. I'm kind of a collector of gel pens, so if those two are the only bust and I just have to chuck them, that's okay. I have plenty of gel pens. I'm the type that once they're gone, I just throw them away, and once they're all gone, then I'll just buy some more. This one is much better. So this one is much better lay down than that one. And I think they were supposed to be the same color, honestly. So that is good. I don't think they put it in color order. I think they did it by type of pen. What would be better is getting these and actually having them in like a case, kind of like the ZCSM. They're starting to put all their stuff in cases, and like the Color It gel pens put theirs in cases. I think it'd be they'd get good sales if they put them in cases. Just one's personal opinion. And this one is a dud as well. Oh, there we go. This dud just needed to be hammered out. That's good, because it's more like a warm gray, sparkly gel pen. Now we're on to the next row. It sounds like there's a gel pen on the bottom of this. Wonder how long that's been there. So I found this on the bottom of my case, and the lid is clipped on. I bet you this is dried out. Put it right here just to... You know what? It's not. That is so weird. Here we have some that had their lids on their whole time, and this one, I don't know how long it's been sitting with no lid, and you can color with it. Oh, that's a surprise. Oh, man. I'll just do the glitter row, and then I'll do this dark row at the end. Let's see how these glitters are. I have the Super Doodle glitter gel pens and the A&Art or A&Art, and I have the Color It glitter gel pens. I have the Stardust ones. Don't know yet. I still think that the Super Doodles flow better than these. Definitely Stardust does. But they're not bad. They're not scratchy. And you can fill it in and do a nice lay down, so not bad. Can someone tell me how long is the shelf life of a gel pen? In their experience, or if you just know. Because I have noticed I'll go through all my gel pens once a year, scratch them out on paper, make sure they still work. And ones that worked before totally don't work anymore. They're dried out. And I probably didn't even touch them. So I wonder if it's the gel pen, like the brand, or if it's just, I don't know, like the snap may be off or something. This one, it's not scratchy, but it doesn't flow evenly. It's a pretty green, like a Christmas green. You should see the stack of gel pens that I'm starting to form on my desk right here. Craziness. Now this one flows well compared to the last one. I tend to go through my greens and my yellows the fastest, and reds because there's hardly ever any reds. The only true reds that were really in this so far is this one and this one. And this one was kind of scratchy. But maybe I wasn't coloring it the right way, so we'll play with that one a little bit more. We won't disregard that one yet. This blue one, nice flow, just like a Pentel flow. Beautiful. Another blue one. I'm curious, how does everyone organize their gel pens if you have a lot of gel pens? Like, you can't just buy a pencil case and put your gel pens in it. Like, how do you organize it? Do you use containers from the dollar store? Do you use old cups? Have you like created a special caddy for your gel pens? Are you really not a gel pen person? I know some people don't like gel pens at all. I like gel pens because I like pens. And I like ink, so, but I like my pencils too. That one was really good. I think the one thing that I don't like is I'm not way into soft pastels. I mean, I'll try them, look really good, but I don't like the feeling of chalk. Like, I just don't like it underneath my hand. I was the girl that never wanted to touch the chalkboard when I was in elementary school, because that feeling, oh, and like nails on a chalkboard, oh, it just gives me chills up my spine. I just can't do it. Sometimes gel pens that are scratchy feel that way, and it's like, oh, I don't want you. You are going in the garbage. That one was really nice. So it's like I run into some really, really good ones, and then I run into some duds every now and again. And that could be just this package, honestly. Looks good too. Okay, so last row. It looks like we've got the swirly ones. We've got two like silvers. This is like a warm gray. This is like a really sparkly black. Maybe it's a sparkly gray. We'll have to lay it down. That's a sparkle black for sure. And that's a solid black. Let's try these swirl ones. This one's a pink, purple, and blue. But I bet you it will come out pink. Maybe not. I always find that the swirl ones seem like they're scratchy, but this one is really flowing really nicely. So yay to Arteza for making a swirly, good flowing pen. And that was all purple when I colored that. Interesting. I'm going to do another, see if it changes. So that one, I can see a little bit more pink in it, but it looks pretty much the same. So we may just have to work with them until they get down to the bottom. But at least they were a good flow. This one is kind of like a mix of orange, blue, and green. That one I can see the mix of colors. This one flows really nice too. I'm doing it twice just so I can see if color changes. Sorry about that, guys. So you can see it kind of turns kind of a gray color. Interesting. This one has yellow, pink, and blue in it. This one doesn't flow nearly as well as the other two, but it's still a pretty good flow. Okay. Move that up for you. This one is a green, pink, and blue. Looks like what's coming out is mostly green. These pens are always so tricky because I never know what to use them on. Because I'm like afraid the color's going to change up on me when I'm in the middle of coloring something. And I will have like this one spot that's like not the right color. I don't know what I think about that one. Good flow though. Oh, I guess I could probably fit one right here. This one flows really nice. This is the blue and purpley one. In my experience, I've actually only come across one gel pen that had like the whole rainbow in it. And like if you drew a solid line, you could see red, orange, yellow. It literally, and it was really cool. I've only found one of those one time. I don't know what you would color with that kind of pen, but it was cool just to play with. It's like purple, green, and blue, but what's coming out is mostly purple. Has a very, very good flow. No. Guess you could use these in like doing the line work in those Color Questelvia books, because it really doesn't matter if it changes color on you. Might make it more visually interesting. I don't know. Oh, see, we're all blurry. For back in focus, here's like a silver sparkly one. Don't know if it's going to be more metallic or more sparkly. We will see. And the caps do fit on the ends of these pens. I'm just holding it right now. That is more metallic, like a silver. This one flows really nice. This is like a gray with like a darker silver color. So if you are doing things that are like metal, would be good. This one looks almost black. These last ones all looked very, very similar, so I'm interested to see what they look like next to each other. That is like a glittery black color. But it's almost like a warm black, because there's warm tones coming from that. Like an undertone of like a brown, but it's more darker like a black. This one I thought was going to be more black, and it's not. It's more gray. Let's see. The lid makes me think otherwise. This one is more of your sparkly gray. This is more your metallic. Now this is definitely a black one. And this is a black sparkly one. I like to use these in the lines on those Color Questelvias. I think they always turn out really cool looking. And this is probably the solid black one. And this one is the 0.8. I can tell just by coloring with it. It is the finer flow, making it good to do finer details. It does seem very moist. I don't think you would want to rub your hand against this. It would smear right away. But you could probably use this for like doing eyelashes and stuff like that. But I'll zoom it out here so you guys can see. So there are our swatches. You can see the glittery ones and the metallic ones. And we only had 2 duds in the box. Everything else either flowed really good or flowed all right. So yeah, and if I can find the link, since this is gifted to me, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find the link, but if I can find the link for these, I will put them in the description for you so you guys can find them. And if I can find the refill link on this, I'll also put it in the description. So I hope you guys enjoyed this swatching video, and you guys have a wonderful day, and I appreciate you guys watching and you subscribing. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, and thanks for being here. You guys have a great day. Bye.